Hello everybody, Emerald Finch Tower here with a reading for the birth sign of Scorpio. Please take with it what resonates. If it doesn't, then just let it fly and hopefully the next one will. I haven't been on YouTube for a couple of months and I do apologise. I've been working full time and also I've been starting a business. I will let everybody know what my business is in due course. It's absolutely nothing to do with tarot, far from it, but I have used my tarot reading skills to actually help myself on my own journey, and I would like to share that with everybody in the coming months or whatever, just to give people inspiration. So, yes, I'm going to cut my readings a little bit shorter. It takes an absolute horrendous amount of time to load up to YouTube. So what I've done is I'm going to do 5 cards. I feel 5 cards gives you the exact message that you need to know. I can rattle on for hours and, as I say, pull loads of cards and go really deep. If you want me to do that, then I'm more than happy for individuals to contact me and see if we can actually come up with something to actually help you go a little bit deeper. But me, from a personal opinion, I think the 5 cards that I pull, they give you the clear message, and as I say, it allows you to do the surface introspection, and sometimes to go too deep, you can go a little bit too deep. So I think 5 cards is absolutely perfect for helping you on the right path and in the right direction, and it means I can get the messages out there to people a lot quicker. So further ado, I'm going to dive straight in. These cards, yes, I pulled these one after the other and I saw the message clearly. It was the first card, which has the overall theme for the second half of March. And I forgot to mention, this is a reading for the time of 15th to the 31st of March 2020. So the overall reading is a personal issue reaches resolution. This is full moon and Cancer card. So this is some sort of emotion that you've been dealing with or going through, or you are currently going through. So in the second half of March, these emotions are going to come to some sort of resolution. Now, I feel what has been happening is you've just been with the Four of Swords here. You've just been taking some time out, just solitude, just resting, just detaching yourself from everything and everybody, just basically slowing down and just stepping back from everything. And that is the exact perfect way to actually deal with something when you've gone through emotionally. Don't dive in and react hastily. You need to go through that kind of sleeping pause phase, and no matter how hard it is, things always will get better in the end if you follow your heart and your direction. It's taken time out as a hermit that you've been doing. You've been doing a lot of grounding with nature, a lot of self introspection. It's the hermit journey. It's a very dark journey, but if you notice, he's holding a lantern there, and the lantern is the light that is actually guiding the way. So though it's this quiet, sleeping, lonely stage, there follow the light all the way through the darkness. Just don't come across the stone in the darkness or the rock in the darkness and sit down on the rock and stay there. The idea is to follow the lantern. No matter how dim the light is, you keep following that lantern. And you notice the staff that they're holding. The staff is a golden staff, and it's what's supporting you on this dark journey as well. So it's so everything you're doing at the moment is the right thing. It's I feel the 9 of Swords here. there possibly have been some sleepless nights where you haven't been sleeping, or you've just been kind of waking up, and the you wake up and the emotions just kick in straight away, and it's being able to learn to actually switch off from those emotions. But this card here says at the beginning, the personal issue reaches resolution. So that in the second half of March, there is going to be some sort of easing off with this process, this emotions. But it doesn't happen quickly. It's a long journey, but the journey is so worth it in the end. This is the beginning of the spiritual path journey about you being you. It's basically you are stripped back to the bones. In fact, you're not the bones. You're actually the bones and pieces. And what you're doing during this process is you're actually rebuilding the bones of yourself as a jigsaw puzzle, and then you'll put on the different layers of flesh, and and it's just building up to the personality. And once you actually become a full new version of you, you will realize that looking back, you were not the true person that you were meant to be. And although this period is the beginning stage, it is very much a stage that is essential to spiritual growth and being on the path of being the best version of yourself and the true person that you are meant to be. It's don't rush it, just go with the flow. And as I say, these personal issue resolutions are coming to an end. Stay in the quiet phase, stay in the hermit phase if needs be. But as I say, this waking up with the emotions at night, it won't go away overnight, but you will find it will be coming less and less and less. And in the back end of March, there's going to be some sort of resolution to this. And just around the reading up, the card here from the universe has your back deck. It says obstacles or detours in the right direction. So maybe these detours that's keeping you awake at night, they're obstacles guiding you in the right direction to what your true life purpose is meant to be. It's just about going with the flow for now. It's while you're in this kind of sleeping hermit mode, it's best not to do something too hastily. It's all about just nurturing and taking care of yourself for the time being, and then when the time is right, then you will know when you need to take action on things. But I think that is not to be dealt with until this phase is actually well and truly taken care of, and you've actually learnt the lesson from this phase. The spiritual growth is all in various different lessons, and until you've actually mastered and completed each lesson, then it's not advisable to actually move on to the next stage. But keep checking back in on the readings, and the next stage will kind of reassure you what is happening in the next stage as well. But while you're in this kind of lesson stage, just ground yourself with nature. As I say, nights are getting lighter now, so it's an ideal time just to, if you've got a phone camera, go out, take photographs with nature. Even if you live in the city, I'm sure there's birds bobbing about, or even if you're a fan of architecture or street life, or buildings or lampposts or whatever, just get your creative groove on, and just be with yourself and get creative and grounded with nature and a camera. Or if you're not artistic in that way, write a journal, write poetry, or even get creative with drawing. It's all the great artists poets have actually all been through this kind of phase, and it's if you learn to master the lessons, it can be or lead to greatness in a field that you never thought that you would ever dreamt of. So there is kind of meaning behind all this and all the lessons that you are about to endeavour on. So if this reading resonated with you, then please like, share, subscribe. If it didn't, then just let it ride and leave it for the next person. As I say, also I've got a Instagram channel. My handle is Emerald Finch Tarot. I tend to put up pictures, quotes. I'll pull a card each day, just a quick snapshot, just to give people on the journey just an element of encouragement to keep going. So, and because it can be a very, very lonely journey path, this spiritual journey, and as I say, more than happy for you to join me on Instagram, and I post not too personal things, but you will get to meet my dog Holly, who's my companion, and love her to bits. And yes, I hope to be a little bit more proactive on Instagram. But yes, please do join me on Instagram, and I shall hopefully hear from you soon. Okay, thank you now. Bye.